The hell? Okay, so I have no earthly idea why we're having technical issues today. So none of my opening monologue wanted to work. And maybe that's indicative of the fact that maybe I shouldn't be doing this tonight. But welcome to another edition of Real Talk. I am your host, Lee Black. And does appear that even StreamYard is acting up because it doesn't even have my name on the bottom. So I'm not going to start this shit over, just so you know. I'm going to go on with the show. It'll be what it'll be. We already got some couple of people popping in. So thank you for popping in, Brother Charles. That's what's up. But I see I got waiting in the wings, first and foremost, my co-host, McMac. What's going on, McMac?
Not much. I thought it was a remix. I kept yelling remix. That's what I thought you were doing this on purpose.
No, I really and truly wasn't. So I tried it a couple of times, and if you notice, it doesn't have our names on the bottom either. But again, fuck you, StreamYard, because I'm not going back out trying this again. I'm here now. That's what's up. How you doing, McMac?
All right. I almost had to curse a lady out outside, but that's okay because she was in my business. Okay. But it's okay. I'm here.
That's what's up. Sometimes is what's needed is a good cussing to get things popping. If this is your first time popping into the show, because we've been kind of on and off a lot. A lot's been going on, and so I'm glad to be back in better spirits, family situations, mental situations. So let's say hello to a couple of people, and then if this is, we'll see if some of the fam joins. If not, me and McMac, we're gonna do what we do. Miss Toria, how you doing? The super fan, how you doing, sweetheart? Great to see you. I appreciate that. There's Mr. Hustle himself, Mr. Kenny. What's going on, my brother? So we're missing you tonight. And as I said, Charles has popped in, and appreciate you stopping in and just say, hey, love it, love it, love it. There are other shows going on tonight as well on the TFG platform. So lots is happening, folks. But my little show is going to run along and do what we do. And we're going to keep it gangster as we do. We are on YouTube and Facebook under Real Talk for Real Men, which is where you can find me. But we're also part of the TFG platform of shows, and you can find us under the umbrella of TFG TV. And we're in the uncut and ratchet section. And if you watch the show, you'll actually know why. So that'll tell you a lot. Tasha, let's go on and get to the topic, what we're covering today. And hopefully, I want all my things are recorded. So hopefully, we can be able to follow along. But I'm calling this show called Knowing When to Fold Them. Now that's a famous line, I think, from a Kenny Rogers song, know when to hold them, know when to fold them. But we're not talking about cards today. We're actually talking about relationships. And I wanted to talk about this because with s- time springing forward. And for many people, we are starting to enter into spring, even though we know we got a lot of people out there that, they're still dealing with cold weather. We are starting to emerge from winter, whether we like it or not, because I hate it. And cuffing season, over the last few months where we've had people, I call it the humility of winter because people seem to be a little bit more humble when it's cold. Nobody want to be alone. You want to sleep with somebody in bed warmers and shit. So you tolerate people a little bit more. But as the sun is coming out, the weather's starting to break, you know, bitches are starting to show a little bit more of themselves. Men are starting to get out a little bit more. You know what comes to mind about, have you just been with somebody just because it's been comfortable and safe? And now that spring is popping up, you're starting to look for something new. So I wanted to ask the question just in general about knowing when to, I guess, step out there and try something new. What's going
Mhm.
on, Sister Devin? What's going on, sweetheart? Good. Thank you for popping in. So before we get into specific areas, Tasha, because we're gonna we're gonna put this under the microscope and we're gonna examine it under the microscope of today's dating and the things that affect it. But have you ever been in a situation? I wanted to ask you. So you and I get to talk intensely. Have you ever
Okay.
been in a situation like that where you know what, you was with somebody, or maybe you're the victim, somebody was with you and you wanted out, but you wasn't sure when to pull the trigger? Have you ever been in that situation?
Yes, I definitely have been in this situation. And it's
Okay.
a tough one to be in. It's even more awkward if you're in a situation and you don't even know that you're the person that they want to get away from, but they just don't know how to do
Wow.
it. So both
Wow.
both are, neat. Unless you're like a crazy person, neither one of them should be a good position to be in because of how it makes you feel. Unless that person that you're trying to get away from is, just causing you like serious like heartache or whatever. But
Right.
it's it's tougher like when you have one foot in and one foot out because you just don't know what to do.
I got you. And that and it really is. And have you been on the receiving end where, like you said, when you don't know that you're the person they're trying to get away from? Have you been on both ends of this?
Hell yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. And that's kind of why I want to explore this, because I think sometimes we typically think that people instinctively want to be with us and stay with us, but my God, I wanted to hear a woman's perspective because I went through this intensely, in my own marriage, and both of us, but then I've even been in relationships where, I'm gonna be honest with you, I knew I was staying because it was comfortable. And I used to use an expression, I used to call it a roller coaster ride. And I used to say to myself and then close friends, I would say, I know this ride is going to come to an end. You know what I'm saying? I just
Hmm.
was kind of waiting for the right time, but it's so awkward, waiting for the right time. And so, yeah. And then I don't, yeah. The only time I think I've been on the end where somebody wanted out from me was my marriage, you know? And that was the most painful and hurtful thing of all, to have somebody that's your wife that loves you. What's going on, Real Estate Insider? And for her to want to thinking something else is out there. So we hear all these adages about the grass is greener. And so what we're going to examine is, we're going to put relationships under the microscope, and it's just you and I talking. And anybody watching, you're welcome to chime in as well. And we're going to just examine some things that happen in today's current relationships, and we're going to see, put them under the microscope, old relationships versus new, and how these things are different. Okay.
Okay, now I want to add this. Now I know you like today, like we're focusing on like romantic relationships,
Hmm.
but I've had situations even like that, like with friends, like with friendships,
Oh,
and I think that's something that's that's glossed over too.
let's go
Because of
there. Let's go. Oh my God, let's go there. We got time. If it had been the whole family, we would have probably had to keep the scope of it down. But you just opened another door that's very tough too, knowing when to let go of friendships, because we tend to think with friends that we're going to be friends forever, but friendships, just like relationships, have an expiration date.
hmm
They really do. Okay, Let's start with something simple: texting. In new relationships, it says that you go crazy when he or she replies to your message. A cute emoji is the icing on the cake. But in an old relationship, messages are much more important than just asking how each other's day went, like who would pass the grocery store to buy some eggs and milk. So I want to ask you, and now that we're introducing friendships in this, how do you view something simple as texting when it comes to old versus new friends or in relationships?
Well, let's start with relationships. Yes, that is to be, but it's to be expected. Like when it's new, you're still learning each other. It's all fun. It's cute. You don't mind like the little check-in messages if it's a little bit more than what you're used to, or telling them different things. But as you settle into a relationship, yeah, it is just regular stuff. But I think it's because you kind of take for granted that person's presence in your life.
Wow,
And
wow.
so, and like almost like, yeah, like they'll always be there. Of course, such and such is coming home. Of course
Right.
they're coming over, kind of deal. But now, like with friendships, friendships are the same way, because it's like, yes, like it's all about, like meeting up, doing all kinds of fun stuff, putting each other on to like different things. But then sometimes, and I don't know about anybody else, but I've had friendships where I've received a text message and I roll my eyes because it's like, this bitch. And I use that term for men and women. Bitch is my term, okay? So don't
Okay.
get
Okay.
offended. I could be like, man, this bitch, because it's like they want something, especially when I feel like I'm being used or taken advantage of.
Mm,
Because
mm.
they only call or they only text when they want something. So
You gave me a lot to chew on. I want to ask a question because I see so many relationships, especially are heavily dependent on texting, the constant back and forth, where you at, what you're doing, and I even see marriages where they do the same thing. I want to ask you something as a woman. You're representing the woman's point of view. I'm sorry, but do you think it's healthy for somebody to be tethered every day, constantly? Do you find that attractive? Even in a new relationship, I want to ask you as a woman, when somebody is new, friendship or a relationship where they just can't keep from reaching out. How you doing? What you doing? WYD, all of those, because like you said, you'd be cute, and even the sexual shit, that show that they thinking about you, to send the cucumber, to show the dick and a licking tongue and all of that kind of shit. How do you feel as a woman receiving those messages on a regular basis?
when I would say my age has a lot to do with it because of my tolerance level and my patience level. Younger, like in my 20s and everything, when I had, like a boyfriend that I was like absolutely crazy about. Oh yeah, crazy. I'm texting you like crazy. Doesn't matter. You text me the same way. Like I want to be in constant contact. Even though we could live together, when you're at work, we're constantly texting, not on FaceTime.
Okay.
But now, as I've gotten older, don't do that shit. That shit is annoying and it's not realistic anymore. It's not. Like, and I
Okay.
know that now, like even now, like in the society that we're in, it's popular and it's the thing to do to be so tethered to your phone. It's too much now. Like I can't miss you when I have a flurry of texts coming in, or you're texting me and I can barely get the first one out, and here you come asking me questions, and then you get confused in the conversation because you keep sending me messages.
Right.
So
Right.
now I don't like it now.
Well, I'm going to tell you for a man's point of view how I feel about texting new and old. Devin says, I've been on both ends, but later discovered they just thought they could do better due to attention receiving while in a relationship. I have a no
Mhm.
return policy. So, yeah, you know what, Devin, Sister Devin, I agree with you 1,000%. And I like that you said that because I'm a firm believer in once I leave a relationship, I don't dip back in terms of relationship. Now we can fuck.
Yes.
We can still. So Tasha, you agree with that too?
We can't ship, but we can have relations. Yes, I agree. Yes.
So Sister Devin, I'm with you there. If I'm with you, I feel like I'm giving you the best of me. And if that doesn't work, I don't believe in trying to have a second go at it once. But now we can fuck. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I mean, the familiarity of the sex, I think most of us grown have been in that position where that person gets horny and rather than go out and get some strange, they know what they're gonna get with you. They know you clean or safe or your place is available. So we can fuck, but we can't get back together. But that's got me in some trouble too, Devin. I gotta tell you, because sometimes sex complicates shit where they think that we're back together type shit. And I always knew it was sex. So I'm gonna say that. But
Well, maybe you
texting,
should have told them it was just sex.
well, I'm not gonna blow my cover in that minute, you know what I'm saying? But it's got me in trouble after the fact that after we fucked, then like, okay, are we back together and everything? Now, for me, like it's a fuck. Then the person want to come back the next night, like, no, whoa, wait a minute, that was just a one timer. You know what I'm saying?
Terrible.
So that's got me in trouble a little bit. Now, the texting part, let me tell you for me, I pretty much don't like texting. I texting for me is designed to give short, quick messages to get to the point. So even when I meet somebody new, it's very irritating. Now I'll tolerate it
Mhm.
because I know that this current era of dating, texting is super important. I have discovered that a lot of women won't say anything, they won't say certain things in a conversation, but they'll say it in a text message. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, brother Brenton? Now, if anybody want to pop on the show, you're more than welcome to come join this conversation. We always open, like we say. And so, Victoria said that's a good way to be, Devin. No return, absolutely.
Mhm.
Um, but for me, texting, I understand the need for it. So I do tend to tolerate it more with a newer relationship because they don't know me yet. They don't know my ways yet. And so obviously I'm trying to make a good impression. So I will tolerate that, at that point. Now, you know how I talked about texting becomes more intentional and purposeful when
Right.
when it's no relationship? Absolutely. And I think that even applies to friends. You and I are friends, Tasha, right? In
Yes.
case people don't know, we do not text each other to death. It's usually relevant shit, you know.
Yeah.
You know, like if you, it's important things, and we even in our conversations a lot of times with, okay, I'll see you on the ship. Let's say if it's a Sunday,
Mhm.
sometimes Tasha and I will end our conversation with, "All right, sweetheart, I'll hit you in case something important happens." We
Right.
literally say that, I mean, because that's my best friend, but we don't feel like we need to be tethered to each other every day. In fact, we like to have a little space in between so that when a few days go by, hey, what you been up to? And we
Right.
actually have something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So I think that that's critical for us, me. And so for me, new or old, that's how I feel about texting, just to be honest. Brenton says, do they know the prices? So, brother Brenton, the prices is the prices. Now, I consider I'm playing chess. I'm always playing chess.
Mhm.
Now, it's not my fault if she playing checkers. Devin gave out a warning to women in Atlanta on Monday to stop letting me get away with charging $7, and they should be asking for double. But I will repeat: if you come into my beautiful home, look behind me. I got 2 degrees up behind me. This is a classy joint. You know what I'm saying? When you come in here and shit, you're gonna be drinking out of glasses and not cups and shit. Take your shoes off because I got a beautiful rug. Couch is brand new. No ass smells or foot smells on there. You know, the temperature is controlled for what you like, just cool enough to keep the nipples hard, but not too cold where you're uncomfortable. The lighting, the music. You're getting the what did Eddie Murphy say? You get an Egyptian centerfold. You getting it all. You know what I'm saying?
So you
Shit,
just deducting for the lights,
hell
deducting
yes.
for the cup because I gotta turn on the water later to wash it out for the dish. Absolutely not. Don't do that.
All of that counts. You know what I'm saying? So that the prices is the prices, baby. So that's what it is.
Let me ask you this though, with the
Okay.
whole texting thing, and I know, like for you, like cell phones weren't big when you were, my age. Do you think you would feel the same way if you were had text, cell phones and different things like in your 20s and younger, like you came up with it.
I think I would feel the same way because my attention span has always been the same.
Okay.
Even when rapping back in the day, talking, I had a model that I followed was when I'm first getting to know you, the first two conversations I'll give you a lot of attention. I
Hmm.
think those first two interactions, that's when ask me anything because I'm an open book and I'm willing to talk for hours and tell you everything about me. So even had I texting had been my age, let's get all that shit out the way the first night. You got my attention in that moment. Ask anything. What's my favorite color? Do I sleep in the nude? How big is my dick? Can I fuck long? Get all of that shit out the way in the very beginning. But once we get to that, now I feel like once we hit our stride, I would have been the same way that don't reach me every day. Even being married, me and my wife, we had separate rooms. When I had girlfriends, we were in separate rooms watching TV. I always needed that space and cut to the chase. If you know you want to fuck, say you want to fuck. Don't beat around the bush. All that long dragging around, what you up to, what you doing, who gonna be over there, blah, blah, blah. Look, are you trying to come through and suck some dick and fuck or not? And
No.
communicate that quickly, essentially in those text messages. I prefer verbal because I like to hear the voice say it. I want some dick. I think that's sexy, but these emoji shit, see is what it is.
Absolutely not.
So, all right, let's talk about the second thing. Getting ready. How does this impact old and new relationships? In a new relationship, it says the preparation takes a lot of your time and effort, from shaving to moisturizing to trying out all of your best clothes. But in an old relationship, you've seen each other at the worst before, so there's no pressure to waste all that time making yourself look presentable. If your dirty shirt smells okay and stain free, then it's perfect option. What do you think about this one, Tasha? How do you feel about presentation and getting ready, like even to go do things and events? Is there a difference for you from an old relationship versus a new? Be honest.
Yeah, it's a difference. Yeah, it's a difference. Because like I'm trying to get you. So yeah, you ain't seen any of my shit yet. But like once we get together, you didn't see all my shit. You know what it is. Like it's me. Now I'm not fixing to go out the house like in any dirty clothes, but I'm also gonna be like, like why do we have to go get dressed up just to go through the drive through? Like, come on, like we ain't got to do
Wow.
all that.
Okay, so I'm gonna get dressed up, but I got a question for you because this one is very important to me because I've seen it so much with women and it has always angered me a little bit. But I want to ask something, like a little personal.
Mhm.
When they're new, you said they haven't seen your shit.
Mhm.
So without getting graphic or whatnot, let's say if it's a new relationship and you're thinking, okay, this might go down tonight. Walk me through your preparation stages you make for somebody new versus if it's an old relationship, situationship, and you know what it is. What's the
So
difference?
if it's like a new relationship and it's like the first few times like we're going now, like my shower routine, it's gonna take forever because it's the full routine. It's the exfoliating, it's the shaving every nook and cranny that there is. It's making sure that I like smell like I use like my really really good perfume, that I may not wear all the time. It's something like that. My clothes will always be clean and things like that.
I know
As
that.
far as like matching bra and panties, look, I don't give a fuck who it is. I'm not doing that. Okay, I
Okay.
don't I don't do that because no, I gotta be comfortable. Okay, but
Okay.
then if it's like somebody that I've been with, I may not feel like shaving my legs that often. I may not go through like the whole thing of exfoliating. I may not do all that,
Wow.
but I just may not do it because I don't feel like that I have to, because at some point you're going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, she fucking grows hair on her legs. It'll be okay.
Wow. See, I've always had a problem with that. I really have. Devin says, I always try to keep it up, whether 2 months or 2 years. Also, I always freshen up pre sex and stay groomed. So I'm loving that, because famously, Tasha, I've had
Mhm.
female friends who use my apartment as the hoplex,
Mhm.
to get ready for the encounters. And I've witnessed when female friends come in. I'm talking about rollers in their hair, a scarf on their head, just kind of dressed in common, sweats or whatnot. Come in the door, go in the bathroom, take a whole bath or whatever. I'm talking about wash the pussy, get all juiced up, come out with matching panties and bra. I'm talking about the good shit, the Victoria's Secret shit, spraying perfume in all the little spots, doing their hair and shit. I'm like, well, what are you doing? Where are you going? I'm going to meet the hookup. And I always had a problem with that in the sense that you're giving this new person the best version of yourself, but then look how you came out the house. That's how he saw you, or even when you're going back home. And to me, this is what get women sometimes cheated on is that I one of my favorite songs from Destiny's Child is Cater to You. That is one of my all-time favorite songs from them because it kind of talks about that whole thing. If you listen to the lyrics, that how they're going to keep themselves up and roll over in the middle of the night to fuck. And what I always respected about that is keeping that same energy. And the reason why I think this is so important, we as men, I don't think we have the same luxury that y'all have. Now, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of dudes out there that don't really give a fuck either way, and women take them just as they are. So I'm not saying that we don't. But I do think in general, we have a shorter rope than women have, tend to treat you just any old kind of way. So I've always had what I call the Superman routine that I do. I've always done it pretty much every time. Now, I keep my home clean at all times. That's just a me thing, so I never worry. So I'm never having to kick clothes under the couch and, to go running around and clean my home. I'm clean because I'm clean. But let's say if I took a shower right after work and it's 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock, and then let's say when what's going on, Miss Hannah? How you doing, sweetheart?
Hey y'all.
All right,
I
good to see you,
know.
baby. So let's say I've showered right after work, got my shower out the way, and I'm watching TV, whatnot, and it's 10 o'clock, and I'm getting ready to have a hookup. Guess what I do? I take another shower. In my head, I feel like I'm still got to give her the best version of me. To Devin's point, I got to hit all them spots again because in those couple of hours I've been sitting around, the crack of my ass might be sweaty. I might have pissed a couple of times. So if she's gonna be sucking some dick, I don't want her to taste no piss or whatever. I'm still going. I want to do the Superman routine so that she's seeing the S on the chest, so to speak. And I don't have the luxury of letting her see my real deal. You're only gonna see the real deal with me. You pretty much have to be tethered to me in a deep relationship to know that I really walk around like Winnie the Pooh and I got a whole lot of motherfucking problems. You're not gonna see that if I'm fucking with you. I- you know.
I'm, let me be clear. Still shower and everything, but
Yeah,
again,
I
like
know that. I know that.
but with the whole like going overboard, like even initially, like I might even go as far as getting a wax. I might do that, might even do that. But if we've been messing with each other for a long time, you have to understand it's not always waxed, and you gonna have to deal with it.
I get that.
So
What's your thoughts on this, Sister Poston?
I'm
Uh, uh,
sorry,
uh,
I came in at the end. So what was the full question?
we're examining old relationship things versus new relationship things, and in this one we're talking about getting ready. How when it's a new relationship you spend all that time and take care getting ready, the preparation, the effort, the shaving, the moisturizing, trying on your best clothes because you want to present your best self. But in an old relationship, how people tend to say, well, he's seen me at my worst. She's seen me. I ain't got no pressure. I ain't gonna be wasting a whole lot of time to get ready. And then even like I think this was for men that you go, shit, it ain't that funky, and you just put it on anyway. What do you feel like when it comes to getting ready? Are you consistent with old, and you're married, so were you consistent with old and new? And so you can answer it this way.
Mhm.
When you first got in a relationship with your husband, did it continue? Although has it continued? Or once y'all settled in, it became normalized, did you change?
So I'm thinking, for me, I actually didn't change, but that's just because how I am as a person. Like I
Okay.
always feel like I have to go and get my hair, nails, and feet done twice to three times a month. Like that's just been me. Now I will say, in the beginning, I wasn't sleeping in the bonnet. You're gonna see this bonnet. I ain't messing his hair up.
Exactly.
Now that's about it. You're gonna see this bonnet, okay?
Hold on, even in the beginning?
Well, I wouldn't sleep. I'll be like this.
Or
Damn.
a
Damn.
satin
The bed.
pillowcase. A satin
Damn.
pillowcase. Yes.
I have a
Damn.
set pillowcase, yeah, but
Damn.
now wrap it up with the bonnet on and keep
But
it
I
moving.
get that. But I get that.
So I do feel like I always want to be prepped, because you never know. I feel like if you want to take all the effort at the beginning, you should keep it consistent. But I'm just extra for no reason, so that's just me. But
Right.
some things do change. Like you're not
Right.
always gonna be on your A game.
I get
Like
that. I get
stuff
that.
happen, but washing is always a must. Like it's never let me smell me. It's like, and not just hit the hot spots. Like get up in there and wash your body. So that's always going to be.
And again, knowing you two women, that's a given. I know. Unfortunately, with the new generation, hygiene is not that high on the list anyway. So he stinks, she
They not
stinks.
washing butt.
They both, man, the smells
It's
off these people.
it's surface level. That's what it is. It's to on it. It looks nice because
Oh,
that's immediate like what you see, but then it doesn't.
I'm
It
telling
definitely
you,
isn't keeping it up.
being out here as a man,
What?
back in the day, it was a scratch and sniff test. You don't even have to do the scratch and sniff test no more. A lot of these pussies is so tart you can't fuck them. You can only get head because the moment they stand up and call themselves being sexy, and even ones with the big old asses with the fingernails, they're not cleaning the crack of their ass, and them
Nails don't stop
draws is
cleaning.
just. I'm being as blunt as I can. So the hygiene is a major problem, you know. And but again, at the same time, I think this new generation, they're more accepting of all of those things, you know. Somebody asked me the other day about weed. I have a shitload of weed in here. Never bought weed. I had company a couple of weeks ago, and I got a shitload of weed because women smoke weed. And so those days of a woman smelling nice and soft, I don't even know where those days went. Bitches don't come through here smelling soft and smelling perfumey. They smell like weed. And it's masking. So you got to pretty much wait till if you get some good head and you think you want to fuck, then you finally, if the head is real good, I think I want to fuck. So then I said, well, take them drawers off. You know, now I'm looking in the seat of her drawers to see what kind of streak is in there. Is it clear? Is it got a little bit of color to it? You know, I don't mind a little bit of gray, but anything brownish, you know, now I'm kind of scared. You
You
know,
don't want. You definitely don't want gray.
I don't mind a
But
little bit of.
gray.
Well, I'm just telling you my. I'm telling you my thing. You
That's
know,
the wrong color. You
I'm just
definitely
well.
want that.
Look, I'm just telling you my thing. If I see a little bit of gray, I'm thinking, you know, maybe the pussy sweated or whatever. When it
Mm-mm.
starts getting color to it, then
They
I'm
need to make an
wondering,
appointment.
is that piss mixed with shit and her wiping the wrong way? I'm just that's how complicated this shit gets because it's just so many things that they let go. I remember the episode of Different World where when Whitley first married Dwayne and he would get up to go to work early in the morning. You remember that episode? And she would get
Brush
up
your teeth,
before him
right?
and lay just perfect. And he was like, damn, how did you do it? She would brush her teeth and everything.
Mhm.
And I always found that episode so funny because it really happens where when you first meet somebody, you see that best of them, and then you kind of settling in, and then you find out that the person that this bitch don't brush her teeth every day, you
Mm.
know.
I hope we never find out.
Oh well,
No stupid hygiene.
I, that's why hygiene has moved to the top of my list always because it's very huge. let's talk about dating, going on dates. In a new relationship, dinner dates can be awkward. Eating in front of someone when you're nervous is particularly nerve-wracking. So you slice a small piece of your food, you chew it real long because you're trying to look cute. But when you settle in and it's an old relationship, the more time you spend with somebody, the more comfortable you get about stuffing your face. Is this true? And do your eating habits change?
No, I'm going to eat in the beginning, in the middle, or the end. I feel like if I have to eat, and at first I don't eat all crazy anyway. I do know how to carry myself at the table, but I'm going to eat regardless. I'm not ordering. If I don't want a salad that day, I'm not ordering it. I order whatever I want. I eat whatever I want in the beginning or now.
So you've always been that way.
Yeah,
That
I'm
that
going to eat whatever I
I
want
like that.
because I'm big on food. I'm not going to change my taste buds just to make somebody look at me differently.
Gotcha, gotcha. You know, now as a man, I think this one is more directed towards women. I would
Yeah.
hope, because yeah, as a man, if we're going out, I'm gonna order when I'm in order. But here's where I will say, I'm not gonna lie. Here's where going out on dates is a little different, old versus new for a man. When it's a new relationship, this there might be a tendency to spend more because you're trying to impress them.
Yeah.
Versus once we settled in, now you know my income, you know my situation. I think the expectation is we're going to order more sensibly because I remember like being in relationships once you settle in, then we might even share a dish. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm not trying to impress you.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're at that same nice restaurant, you know what that conversation is like, hon, at that point? Baby, what you wanna get the no, okay, so I'm gonna get the steak and you get the and you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Yeah.
Because now you're thinking costs and this and that. But in the beginning, when it's somebody new, there is a tendency to,
Yeah, I
front a
agree.
little bit, you know, because you're not going, you've already planned it in your head. If you're taking them somewhere, if you're smart, well, she might order this. At least this
Mm-hmm.
is how my thinking is. What if she orders the steak and lobster?
Mm-hmm.
So I better be prepared for that. Now, I've always had a rule: if you order the steak and lobster, that is the fucking side of the menu, but I'm prepared to pay it. You know, So I think that's for me. So that's kind of how that goes. We're gonna
Now
move
I will
on.
say one thing.
Mhm.
I wouldn't order alcohol on the first date. Like I might order a glass of wine,
Really? Okay.
but I usually like a Cosmo, like that's just my go-to. But
Okay.
I probably wouldn't order that.
What I think I know, but what's your logic in that?
So when you get to know someone, you don't know if someone has a trigger, if they had well, I hope you don't know if they're alcoholic or something, but you just never know. And then I would want to have a clear mind. So I wouldn't order like anything other than a glass of wine, if that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Now you just brought up an interesting point. And again, I've never been a big restaurant person anyway. Um, I don't even know if people do this anymore. But I always like to cook for somebody. If I'm trying to impress them, I will cook. But when you brought up the liquor, things have changed dramatically over the last 20, 25 years. When you just said that, Hannah, Tasha, you walking in, she was saying about like going out to dinner, she wouldn't necessarily order certain liquor. She might order a cosmopolitan. She's not going to drink because she don't know if the person have triggers. You bring up a thought to me like when somebody's new, a lot of times women won't, in the past, they wouldn't want you to know that they can really drink. Because I come from that era of this really dating me, right? Where I used to have coolers, wine coolers,
Wine cool.
And then you give the person wine cooler, and they would do the whole, "Ooh, this is getting me dizzy," you know, you, you know,
Right.
or you give them one glass of wine, the same thing, and it was so cute in a way that what, I don't really, no, I don't really drink, blah blah blah, and it would be so funny because 6 weeks later, and we kind of know each other. Now this bitch going through a whole bottle. you know,
Oh,
you know,
switcheroo.
You gotta play the game.
and I don't call her out on it, and I'm not gonna call her out on it, but I'm knowing that, hey, wait a minute, she could barely take a wine cooler when I first met her, and now, and I'm the kind of person, the bottle is, Tasha know this, pour your own poison.
Mhm.
So it's not me pouring it, and I'm just sitting back, we having a good time, and I'm watching her go through the whole bottle. And she
Ooh,
just,
not
and
the
I'm like,
bottle.
damn. So, but now I think people drink what they drink.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
You
They
know,
throwing their Henny down.
right off
First
the bat,
date.
right off the rip,
Like, you a Hennessy?
right off the rip. You know what I'm saying? They not holding back any part of it.
Mhm.
Okay, let's talk about sleeping in the same bed.
Mm-hmm.
In a new relationship, sleeping next to your loved one is great. I wonder, is that true? In fact, cuddling is the best part of your relationship. I really wonder, is that true? Because in an old relationship, you break out your unsightly sleeping styles because that's the best position you can sleep in. Clearly, laying next to another human being for hours at a time has its own discomforts. I am dying to hear y'all views on this because I know how I feel. Tasha.
So for me, yes, once upon a time, and something, I don't even think it's like new versus old, because for me, I think it just really depends on like how smitten I am with that person about what I'm going to allow, how much I love or care for that person, how crazy I am about that person.
Okay.
That is relative, because like there was a one guy I was dating for like a long, we were together for like a long time, and then after that, like off and on for a while. I couldn't sleep without him. He couldn't sleep without me. So it was like the thing, like, and we slept together, like cuddled together, like all night, every night. That's just how we slept. Now, my last relationship, get off me. Like, move over. Don't touch my side. Don't touch my pillows. I have to make like my little pillow fort. I'm very particular now. And if we're being perfectly honest, I prefer to sleep by myself because I sleep in the middle of the bed. That's just my preference. I sleep
Right.
smack in the middle of the bed. So,
Wow. Wow. What about you, Hannah?
So for me, honestly, one second, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I don't know what just happened. Me, honestly, I am happy with my sleeping pattern because I am not a sleep next to me type of person. I think that's why we got a California king. Like, we here, and if we want to watch movies and cuddle, we here. But when it's time to sleep, I can't sleep with you in a headlock. Like, I can't do that. That's just been me. And I do like that. I do feel like in the beginning, people do change their sleeping habits. But when I be seeing people, they be like, we cuddle all night. How? How are you sleep like that? Like, how are you comfortably sleeping like that? And I don't feel like you should be uncomfortable while you sleep just to make somebody else feel better. I know that might sound selfish, but then I'm going to be cranky in the morning because I can't sleep right at night. No.
So I'm super selfish, always have been, even when I was married. Even when I was married, it's always been extremely difficult for me to sleep in the bed with someone. Even when I was married, even I've been in deep relationships, I've done it because I know it's important to the health of the relationship, and I've had and some a lot of I've dealt with women that like to cuddle, but it's the most uncomfortable thing in the world for me to sleep next to somebody, breathing their same air, smelling their same body heat and all that kind of shit. It's kind of unsanitary to me when you think about it. You
well,
know,
they've now there are
Really?
health benefits to it, because they say sleeping next to someone that you love does help your body relax, lowers your blood pressure and different things, and you
Yeah.
do achieve like a deeper sleep. There are health benefits to it.
I must have missed that class
What?
because I've never felt that way. I've never felt that way. No matter what, I've always had a preference to sleep alone. I can go back to being 17, 18 years old, was living in a 3-bedroom house. I don't get good rest if I'm in the same bed with somebody. It's very unnerving to listen to somebody breathe, and every time they move and the covers are all hot and their skin is all hot and shit, and you know, don't even get to the point where you get comfortable and you have bodily functions going on, and and it's too much going on when you got somebody else in the bed with you. Their hair is in your face and shit, and it's just way too much. When you're awake, that's fine, laying next to me. You mentioned about being in California King. I have one, and I love that's the sexy part when you can lay on, I can rub some ass. That turns me on. I love all that part, but I just when it's time to go to sleep, I want them to go home. I like the side I don't sleep on to be neat and untouched. And even in my bed right now, I got 2 boxes on my bed that have everything I need to get me through a night. One box has all my meds and shit. So if in the middle of the night, like last night, I woke up sciatica pain, I had to take some motherfucking pain meds. I ain't got to get up, I ain't got to reach far because I got the shit on the nightstand. So I got a box of meds and stuff, all kinds of shit in there that gets me through the night. The other box is all of my comfortable snacks, that I have, peanuts, pretzels, cakes, all that kind of shit, and for me to share that space with somebody, it's just too much,
So I have a
Oh, so you
question,
don't want to
right?
share your bed at all. I thought you just wanted separateness in the bed. Oh no, you got to sleep in the bed with me now. Yeah, I ain't having that.
No.
That's a tough one for me, and that's why I think I need like a situation. I can deal with somebody who's coming and visiting because I could tolerate for a few days, but I want them to go home so that I can get some good rest. I don't sleep well with somebody in the bed. I keep waking up because, I'm just looking at, I don't know if I think the bitch is going to steal from me or whatever, but it's just horrible. Tasha, you had a question?
I do. So when you were younger, did you and your siblings ever do like the whole like pallet thing and everybody got to sleep like all together, kind of deal?
Yes, but not for fun. This wasn't. So you're imagining this situation where hey, we gotta sleep on the floor. We sleeping on the motherfucking floor and all in the kitchen because we ain't got no heat.
Okay.
We ain't got that. That's my memory of the pallets where it's colder in your bedroom and the only room that can get heated is the kitchen. So imagine a whole lot of motherfuckers sleeping in the kitchen on the floor, and you got rats and mice. That's not a pleasant memory to sleep on the floor. Pallets to this day, hell, I imagine to this day, if I have to stay with somebody and I have to sleep on the floor, I'm not going to sleep well because it brings back those haunting memories of, is something going to crawl on me?
Okay. I know. I was just asking in the sense, like, if you had, like, if you just never, you and your siblings just never did that, or maybe you just had like a bad experience and that's why you don't like nobody sleeping with you.
That's why I left home at 17 and I covered my solitude because I grew up in a house with a whole lot of motherfuckers that was always in my way and I always had to share some shit with them. So no, that just wasn't the move right there. Real estate said, got to open the oven for. Yes, that's a real thing. Shantae, how you doing, sweetheart? How are you doing? Devin says, although I don't want you touching me, sleeping together is what I prefer. We can cuddle about 3 to 5 minutes. Absolutely. DJ says, I don't like sleeping with people either. Pause. She got to leave by. See, he's early. He worse than me. I get
2 a.m.
DJ. I give him 3. 3 a.m. has always been my time.
Wait a minute, DJ's in a relationship. He ain't putting that girl out at 2 a.m.
No 2 a.m.
I'm just saying
2 p.m.
3 a.m. And I wonder, DJ, is it for the same reasons? Shante said, I don't mind sleeping with you, just back up.
Exactly.
Give you a little bit of space.
All
so real, I'm with you, DJ. I need to roll it back up and let them stay to sit. That's way too long, Real
What?
Estate Insider.
Y'all got
That's
time limits on
way too
people?
fucking long. 3 o'clock is plenty of time to have as much fun as you can ever imagine. But then I need you going because I got to change the sheets. I got to take another shower. I got to get rid of all evidence that she's been there to get my place back to my normal status. When I walk through the night, I don't want to find her shit in the way I need her. I don't want to smell her on my sheets. I just don't.
Mm.
You know. No, and
You
Shante,
got
no,
OCD?
no, I'm not setting alarms because I'm not even going to sleep. I can't sleep with somebody there.
Dang.
DJ's right. If she's staying that long, shit, she got to be on the lease. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all, you know what?
Jail. All of y'all, jail.
Right, really? It's
I,
time.
I'm
You gonna
I'm
tap
I'm
them on
I'm
the
just
shoulder?
saying.
It's your
You know,
time.
which leads us to that one got a lot. That leads us to another one, old versus new, Netflix and chill. Now you've heard that term. You guys
Mhm.
know what that means. In a new relationship, it says it's the perfect time to cuddle, 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 and more cuddle. You know, watching a good movie and really enjoying each other. All relationships try to stay as far away from each other as possible to avoid eye contact and conversation so you can focus on your favorite series. How much is this stressful when it comes to what you're willing to tolerate? In this case, we're not talking about Netflix and chilling fucking, but just good old fashioned wanting to watch TV. What's your tolerance level with old versus new?
No tolerance. That doesn't matter to me. When I'm watching TV, I'm locked in. Don't bother me, okay? You watch the TV the same as me, so then we're not missing anything. Don't be asking me questions about the show or anything in between. And damn sure don't make me have to pause it. We're just watch. That's why I turned it on. Watch. That doesn't matter. No.
Same way, same way. Miss Tori
Yes.
said, "This is that the new generation back in time. You stayed overnight. After he leaves, then I changed the linen. They don't get to stay overnight, Miss Toria. What about for you, Hannah, and Netflix and chilling?
So yeah, I do like being close and watching shows and stuff. But I want Tasha, please don't talk through it. Like, if you're watching a movie, y'all have like a little commentary. But if we're
Right,
watching a show,
right.
don't ask me what's about to happen because we watching it for the same first time. I don't know. We need to hush and figure out what's going to happen together.
Okay.
Thank you.
However, but like certain shows, you can say that. So I am big on if we watching something serious, then the commentary can cease to a commercial. But if we
Okay.
watching a movie, I do think we could do a little side commentary if it's something scary, like damn. But I don't need the whole synopsis of the movie. Like let's just watch it.
Okay. Okay. Shantae says some stuff we watch together and some stuff you go in the other room. That's a smart
I agree
woman.
with that.
That's a smart woman. And that's why I said earlier, when the relationships I've been in to make them work because we do not have the same taste in TV watching. So I've solved that problem. Shantae, that's always worked for me. Women I know they like Lifetime and those sappy movies, which I hate. I like crime and violence. Go in another room. Charles says Netflix has a pause button on it. So pause it and pull your titties out.
Jesus, Charles, you need prayer.
Mm-mm.
DJ says, Tanya says linen. Sounds like you saw wearing, you still wearing slips to bed. Wow, wow.
And he messed her name up. That's
I knew what he meant, though. I knew
you
what he
just
meant.
gonna pick her name. That's not her
I,
name.
I knew what he meant. He meant Toria. I knew what he meant. Now,
Can
for
y'all
me,
chill?
that ain't me. You know,
DJ always on one.
for me watching TV, it doesn't bother me if the conversation is pertinent to the plot and to the movie. I actually like a little bit of interaction and I don't mind talking all the way through it. You have to be clever enough knowing when to pick your spots, though. Don't wait till the right to the good part and ask a dumb question. But I think it's exciting. I'm an opinionated motherfucker. And I talk that I guess is a product of living alone. So I talk through the whole thing. when I'm watching TV in here by myself. If this was a normal Wednesday night I went on the show and my Chicago citizen, something happened, I'll be like, that's why I don't fuck with that man. Leave that man alone. That's how I watch TV.
I'll do that.
I'm animated, so you're gonna have to be prepared to watch TV with me. I like an animated person who brings personality. Just like I don't like salad eating bitches. What's going on, Antoine?
Wait, what?
I don't like salad eating bitches. If you eat steak and meat and you eat for real. So my thing is, I like women who are talkative and animated and bringing something to the show. If we watching BMF, say that shit.
Okay.
Say like, oh shit, oh my God, he get ready. I like that. You gonna get some good dick if you know how to talk through a show with me. I'm just saying.
In the hell?
I'm just saying that's sexy to me. Devin says slips and stockings is sexy. The same underneath. No, Devin, baby, I'm not gonna agree with you. Miss Toria, baby,
I agree with the stockings depending on the type.
When I think of slips, I'm with DJ. I think my mama. I'm thinking about my mom with slips. So. I'm just saying.
What is
real say this? I said, damn, Devin gonna be light up a cigarette. Y'all going crazy. I can't keep up with these comments. He said, well, damn, can't be a pescatarian.
Right?
No, you can eat.
No, that's not what he's saying. Yeah, that's not what he's saying.
I get what you're saying.
Shante, I'm talking about like if you want a real meal, order the real thing. I'm going to eat a salad tonight, my fat ass, but I'm saying I'm going to eat some other shit with it too. And so we were talking about like when you go to the restaurant and they play the game like, I only eat a salad. Then that bitch stomach is grumbling for the rest of the night. Why you think I had that church's chicken? Because I know that bitch gonna be hungry later on, so I'm gonna warm that chicken up for her. I'm just saying. Toria says, DJ, I'm a woman of a particular age, but do not wear slips. Never ever would. Not been married, going on 39 years. If a slip was in it, there you, Miss Toria. Mic drop. What she say? Mic drop.
And no slip this way.
Charles say you better be naked underneath if you wearing a slip. Shante, baby, I just wanted you to know that. Oh my God, yeah, I like a little salad, but man, and DJ said there's always one titty hanging out. Salads less than $7 though.
No, they not.
No. Hold on, Devin. Right. I just left Kroger's right before the show. My salad was $2.29.
Really?
It's just what kind of salad y'all eating? Shit. $2.29 from Kroger's. That is so if I'm feeding you, it got everything in there that you need. How kind of salad y'all eating that y'all gonna pay $7 for a salad for? Sprinkle that shit in a bowl and throw some sauce, some shit over there, So again,
are you talking about like the lettuce mix? Oh,
yeah, hell yeah.
Mm-mm.
Hold on, what's wrong with that salad?
Nothing. You gotta add stuff to it, like tomato, cucumber, carrot, protein.
If I'm Miss Devin, if I'm feeling especially generous, and she's cute, because you can't feed ugly people too well. But if she's cute,
wait, what?
Then I might boil a couple of eggs and have the little Bing tomatoes to put in there and tear open and sprinkle a little bacon bits. But if you get that salad with the lettuce and the bacon bits and stuff, you gonna be fucking. You're cutting into the amount of money I was gonna give you.
Put some tomatoes.
But I'm just saying, you're cutting into it. Child, anything over 20. So that's why I said there's a price to this game.
In 2023, we still have the $20.
I don't know what kind of salads y'all eat. Charles say Hannah is a chef, so there you go. She'll definitely hook our salad up. So that's beautiful. For me, I have to keep it cheap. Now I'm gonna feed myself well. But even me, I just spent $2.29 on a salad. But if what we were talking about was on the show Monday, I was saying that I'm not paying no more. I used to get pussy for $7. I'll offer 10 and deduct because when you get to the house, you listen to music, you drinking. Sometimes take a nice hot shower if that pussy is tart. So all of those things have to come off the price. Is all I'm saying. You can't get the
Cost of
full
living.
$10.
$7.
Cost of living, Black. Come on now. And the interest rates just come on now,
Right?
Black. You gotta factor in inflation. It's gotta come up from 7.
Yes.
Tasha, you're coming in my home. So you're getting the privilege to come in my home where it's
Mm-mm.
always clean. It smells good in here. You're drinking real liquor out of real glasses, not paper plastic cups. Sometimes I let you
Mm-mm.
take a shower. You get to use a towel and soap and shit. You're sitting on my beautiful
Mm-mm.
couch. No ass smells on there.
$7.
And so I'm just
Mm-mm.
saying we were
Not.
talking about if they asking for a price. Now my hope is I'm getting that pussy for free. But I'm saying if we're negotiating a price, let's say if I start, I'm never going above 20. I've never paid more than $20 for pussy. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. That's insane. And for 20, and she better be bad looking. Now, if I paid 20, I used to catch them ones that was new on the street where that pussy hadn't been through too many walls because she's gonna look at the pussy lips and all that kind of stuff.
Jesus.
Now, when you know that they fairly new, then I'm offering 20. But even then, I'm already thinking you coming back to my place, so there's gonna be some deductions. Once you drink a couple of drinks, don't ask for nothing to eat, because now if I feed you some chicken or some shit like that, when it's time to settle up, you might you might get a 10.
You gonna get a
I got
complaint
a
from the EEOC, and I'm gonna have them bitches unionized against you, okay? Because at least the
Okay.
federal minimum wage, Black. Damn. Stop this.
$7.
Report his ass. File a
That's not
complaint
even
with the
enough.
BBB. File a complaint. That is unheard of. $7. Mm-mm. What's the federal minimum wage there in Georgia? What is it? Like 15 something?
That ain't got nothing to do with that.
I
I'm a fat old man,
is
and it
that?
still works today. It still works today. You just have
$7
to.
still work today.
Hell yes.
For new pussy?
Hell yes.
Right? Maybe
My
No,
sister
brand new
Sherry-
pussy. No, brand new pussy, like out the pack pussy, not
Nah,
like been
you
on the
got
block
several.
a few
Well,
times.
all these pussies got a flaw in them, so that I bring home anyway. I'm talking about the ones I deal with. You got to realize I'm not DJ. I'm not catching top shelf pussy no more. So let's put that out there right now. I got to get what I can get. Having said that, you are coming in my beautiful house. So if I am at the gas station getting my lottery tickets and I'm talking a bitch over here, a couple of words automatically know you get into. When they say, well, where do you stay? I say I stay in the Sorrel. The whole conversation changes because they know what I'm talking about. Now, when I buzz your ass in and the lights are dim and it smell good, and you get to come in here and sit down, and I got R. Kelly and shit playing, and it's cool. The candles are lit and shit. And I'm smelling good. I got my Nucci. I got my shit on too. Don't have me put my Nucci on this motherfucker. I got my Nucci on. I'm smelling good. I'm serving you some liquor and shit. We dancing, we grooving and shit. Whatever we agreed on before you got here, now when you get here, by the time it's time to settle up, you're not gonna get the full brunt of it because you've drank, you've sat, you've ate, you listen to music. And then if that pussy is halfway tart, I'm gonna say hit that shower, sweetheart. Nigga want to get that pussy, and you got a little smell to you. So if you get to hit that shower, I gotta watch you, because you can't. My bedroom was back there as well. I don't want you to take a U-turn to my bedroom. I'm just saying.
Let me tell you something. This is why you can't be getting mad when you don't get a raise, because stay fucking criteria. They're like barely meet standards. That's what you giving them.
I'm trying to tell you. No, Charles, they don't have that Dollar Tree new smell to it.
Dollar Tree.
Look, now I buy all my soap from Dollar Tree. It's just as good as anything out there, But again, I got body wash. Can't use the body wash. Now, what if they go in there and they start using my good shit? All of those are deductions. All of those are legitimate deductions that it's embarrassing if we have to have that conversation. Now, look, sweetheart, you done took a shower and shit. You done ate. I fed you. You know, you can't expect to get a 20, you know, now. Plus the head was just okay and your pussy was tart.
Wait, you got to give
Come
out
on.
head too?
Come on. Oh,
The
it don't
$7?
even start if you ain't gonna suck no. I can't even
Oh,
my car don't even crank up unless you're gonna suck some dick.
Black, you gonna
for
get your ass
$7,
whooped
you gotta go
in
lock
The car don't even
2023.
start.
Oh,
That's how you start the car is you gotta suck
who's
some dick.
numbing the gums for $7?
You know, I'm just look, I think that's all a part of that's what the expectation is. I'm
Not in
just
this
saying.
Not
economy, absolutely not.
$7.
Shit. Well,
Right?
well,
And
I'm
you
trying to
can
tell you
use the
then.
good soap.
That's why I don't go to their place. Cause
I
if
gotta use the ivory.
I've got caught in bad situations going to their place because they're in control and they could call the shots.
Mhm.
I am the Lord Master and the Grand Poobah in this motherfucker. So
Oh my lord.
I'm trying to tell you. But
Mm-mm.
Devin,
Don't-
again,
okay, just like we telling people don't go to Mexico, don't go in Black's apartment. That's also a do not
Don't.
cross boundary. Do not
Don't.
go.
Right, Shantae? Cause what's
y'all can call a
$7?
union, but it's always
Yeah.
gonna be some scabs willing to work no matter what. I'm gonna tell you. It's always gonna be some scabs, Shante, that even if they had a union, they gonna be willing to work. I'm trying to tell you.
Mm-mm.
So I look, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's been working for me and my boy from the beginning of time. And we just saying y'all caught up on the $7. $7 is legitimate
You
pay.
definitely can't get a car wash.
That is a legitimate amount to give you. Shit, that was $7 you didn't have. If you're coming over here, shit, plus you getting a bath out of it and stuff like that. So shit. The way
Wait
I
a
look
minute.
at
So
it,
they can take a bath or a shower. It ain't more
not
if
a
they
bath.
take a bath.
No, you can take a shower. You can't take a bath. The sitting
Oh, okay.
down, that implies that you're gonna be using my bubble bath and all my good shit. No. I'm talking about a quick shower enough, to get the surface funk off that pussy so that, if I go, it's gonna start smelling 15 minutes in anyway,
Mm-mm-mm.
But for the record, y'all, it can be musty, not funky. I'm not talking about funky pussy. Musty is okay. I'm just saying,
See,
you
you
know,
just
that
want to spray them off like a quarter car wash. Just spray them off.
Right?
I'm,
Dang.
unfortunately, we didn't even get to
That was you.
this conversation turned when our visitors came in. So it took a turn, because we were being so serious too, but oh my God. He said, who come over dirty though? Oh, don't get me started.
That's when you're
See,
supposed to come over
DJ,
your best.
brother, you're physically fit. You out there in them streets. You what they looking for. I'm a homebody. I'm an old lion sitting up. These bitches don't come over here. They don't come over smelling all fresh and clean anymore. They smell like weed.
Mm.
They coming from them streets, and they all smoke. Now, once you start getting intimate, then, like I said, you used to do the scratching. I ain't got to tell you this. You used to do the scratch and sniff. You ain't got to scratch and sniff no more. When them tight pants come down and they've been holding that funky in all day, you smell right then exactly what. Some of them smell like despair and hopelessness, and you have to send them to the bathroom. That vacant smell, and that's the ones I can't deal with. If they smell like a vacant building, like their clothes been wet and shit, and then now,
A shower ain't gonna help that. They need something
well,
more.
if they got a nice body and I kind of want to take a shot at it, then I might can say, hit that shower and let me see how that pussy smell then, because the hope is that you can be able to hold your nose just a little bit to get through it, is all I'm saying.
Can they use Dr. Bronner's? Can you get that for them?
What is Dr. Bronner's?
No, because if he sees the price, he's not going to buy it.
Okay, never mind.
If he sees Black
Never mind.
is shopping like he has 17 kids and it's like extreme coupon. I don't
Never
know.
mind then. 'cause
I have everything in here that I think I need, but certain things you cannot use. I have that's why I live alone. That's why I live alone. Everything, but that's why I got to get them out of here. Mr. Real Estate Insider, get them bitches out before 6 o'clock because you got to wipe all your counters down and spray all your toilets and shit down and disinfect it anywhere that they touched and sit. Like they don't sit their bare ass on my couch. I have a blanket just for fucking because I don't want no ass smells on my couch. So that gets washed. But you got to spritz and spray your pillows that they done leaned up against. All of that stuff has to be taken care of so that when it's 3:34 o'clock, you can lay back and, okay, I got all evidence of her out of here. Plus, if the cops come back looking for your ass, then now you done wipe the place down too. So that's another.
You know what?
Oh, Shante, if you don't watch them, they will take their drawers off and go plop that. Oh God, yes, and plop. I've had to say, whoa, sweetheart, no, sit on that blanket because they'll go plop down with no drawers on, and again, pussy's like, no, sweetheart, no, hold on,
couch
sweetheart.
Is not where it go.
You know, but that's why 90% of them don't even make it to the bedroom. You know, you're gonna be fucking them doggy style anyway, so you just have the cover so that their knees won't get scuffed up. You know, that's pretty much. And then I'm sitting on the couch. I don't even sit my bare ass on the couch. I have a cover down there to keep because I like it sloppy wet, so you can get as nasty and sloppy as you want. Yeah, but again, those towels gonna be broken and gonna be washed anyway. So I'm just trying to tell you. Anyway, we are going
jail.
Immediate.
We have gone over. I had every intention of having a serious talk. Y'all won't let me. Y'all not letting me.
Y'all
is not.
I came in quietly.
I'm just saying. Devin, I've had to open up many a window and door, but I like the way this apartment's made because I got a door right there by the patio and the ceiling fan. So I always like to blow that funk right back in their own face. And I have a box fan too. So keep them pussies cool because I'm a fat man and I don't like sweating when I fuck. And you have that ceiling fan blowing down on them. Crack that door facing the courtyard. It ain't gonna be funky in here. Blow that funk right on out there and usher that pussy up out of here at a decent hour where you can clean up and wipe everything down with Pine Sol and everything gets back to new. Charles, you gotta talk to me. Charles, no evidence, my brother. I don't wipe everything down. I constantly wipe things down. I only want my fingers and my biometric DNA to be in here. I wipe everything down constantly. In every room, I have a fucking spray bottle of stuff to wipe down. You know, I want my toilet so clean you can shit on it. That's how clean I want it. I'm gonna end this show. Look, I've got to take my fat ass in there and take a shower because now that this nasty bitch is not above me anymore, I won that battle. I might get horny tonight, and I might have to entice somebody over here tonight.
Oh my Lord!
Yes, indeed.
Don't do it. Hold out, ladies. Hold out.
Yes.
At least the federal minimum wage. At least.
Mighty CSI. Y'all are killing me. Y'all are killing me. Look, this has been another episode of Real Talk. I love you guys. Thank you for hanging in with us. We're back. We're going to be back better than ever. So I'm told that I am going to get a new producer. So maybe she can keep us in check and not let things fly off in that direction and keep me going. But it's a lot of moving parts on this damn show, just so y'all know. But I appreciate you ladies popping in with me tonight. And viewers, love you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. It's just been a rough month, and I needed this laugh. And we will be back for sure. Appreciate everybody for popping in. Don't forget to support all of the shows on TFG. We're just the small part of the show, but we're growing into something bigger. Love you guys. Look, laughter keeps the heart. Fun keeps you young. So I hope we'll give you a little bit of entertainment. God bless you. We love you. The Real Estate Insider said the producer's coming next week. And so we hope to get better, bigger, better, and stronger. So love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your week. Peace out. Be good to each other and always keep it real. Peace.